think since the last time we spoke to you, things have kind of changed a bit, and you've gone on this run of wins. How much has that changed the kind of feeling and confidence in the squad?
I don't think we can afford to let it change our feeling or our confidence. We'd like to think we're going to keep a pretty decent level, which we maintained when we weren't necessarily getting the results we wanted. Obviously, we want to keep winning. There's no secret, winning does bring confidence, but we're trying to build a nice flat line, something that we can work to, and then the performances will come from there.
When you look at that and the fact that the results are coming, is that proof, if anybody needed it, that time is often key to these things? When things are changing, people need to be given that time.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. I think ultimately you'll judge it on the whole season, but we're in a kind of industry where you press conference and pre and post, so you need to comment on the now. But I think if you really want to judge what we do this season, you'll have to wait. But yeah, if we're going to live in the moment, we're doing well at the moment, and we want to keep that going.
Joe, the manager spoke there about how it takes players time to become accustomed to playing at Celtic and the demands of what's at Celtic. You're one of the most experienced players. Has it taken you time to get up to speed with what's required at Celtic on a day-to-day and game-by-game basis?
I don't know. I suppose that's for other people to judge, because they know what they expect from Celtic players. I can only be me. I can only give 100% like I do. Obviously I play for the club, I play for the badge, and I play for the manager. So I'm trying to understand what he wants from me as best I can. And then, like I say, that's for other people to judge. I feel good in the shirt at the moment, and I want to continue.
Can I see your thoughts on the goalkeeping standard in Scottish football?
Strong. We've had to work hard for our victories. I feel like we've been dominant in a lot of games, even the games that we haven't won. We've come up against guys who are performing at a really top level. So there's plenty of good keepers out there, and it's been tough to break teams down.
Yeah, you're up against one tomorrow in Zander Clark, who has been in and around the fringes of the Scottish national team. What do you know about Zander and his career so far?
Look, I know that obviously we're going to have a tough game against him. He lifted a couple both domestic trophies last season, so he's obviously in a good vein of form. I know that to get in that Scotland team, there's some strong keepers. Plenty of people vying for that number one, and probably feel like they're very close to it, and he's certainly one of them. But yeah, we're going to look to test him tomorrow, and obviously I'll see firsthand, and I'll probably have a better opinion by the end of that.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck tomorrow. Cheers.
So you mentioned there that St Johnstone won the Cup double last year. Did that register with you at the time? Such a unique achievement?
No, not really. If I'm honest, it's not something that I kind of live in. I live in my here and now. I live in my moment, and my moment last year was with Spurs. So that was kind of all I kind of focused on. So obviously my focus has completely changed now, and the fact that they are domestic double winners really does register with me building into this game. It shows that they're capable of stepping up in big occasions, and we all know that coming to Celtic Park's a big occasion. So another game that we can't take lightly, but we're going to go into feeling good and knowing that we're going to have to work very hard to get the result.
You played a few games in Scotland now. Is there a particular aspect of Scottish football that's peculiar to you?
No.
Same all over the world?
I see it that way. I think when you're in goal, it's simple as that. Even having a kick about with my son, when you're in goal, you're just trying to get in the best position to save the ball. Anyone can beat you at any moment. You take your eye off the ball, you take your head out of the situation, and it's a position that will swallow you up. So full focus, full energy is the only way to play in goal, no matter what level, no matter where in the world, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Joe, you've been part of title-winning sides. You've been involved in title races, tense title races at times. In your experience, what counts through the course of the season? What makes the difference?
Focusing on the stuff that you can control, not letting other things creep into what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. I think it's a pretty clear message throughout the years that there's only so much you can you can impact, so much you can influence. So focus your energy on that, and yeah, leave the rest to however it's going to be.
How difficult or easy is it to do that, though? Because as the season goes on, I guess people start to look at the league table more and start to talk about points gaps or differences or runs of results. Can you block it out and be so tunnel vision?
I don't think you can block it out. You have to be aware. You have to be fully aware of your surroundings. I don't think there's any harm in being aware. But in terms of energy, in terms of focus, in terms of using that, everything in your capabilities to do something, you just have to focus it on you. Yeah, like I said, there's no harm, in my opinion, of being aware. There's no harm in being aware that other games are going on, but I think you just constantly need to have it in your head that, you know, whether you're watching it, whether you're not watching it, it doesn't actually matter. Other people are going to do what they're going to do, and you need to take care of your opponent on whatever day that is.
It's part of it also as well, building momentum, something which you as a team have done quite well in recent weeks.
Well, I don't think it's not necessarily the momentum that changes it, but I suppose yes, because we want to win every game. We plan to win every game. We set up to win every game. But you can't let something like a disappointing result or a tough game or an opposition on the day being better than you affect what you're trying to do.
Just finally from me, I guess at one stage it was seen as a weakness because you were a team that was being pulled together from here, there and everywhere in a short space of time. But in the bigger picture of it, can it become a strength because you're a new hungry group who haven't tasted success together?
That's the mentality. And, you know, by the sounds of things here, you can't really afford to rest on the fact, even if you were sitting on the back of a treble or, you know, a double, you can't sit on that. You can't sit on that. That's great. And it sounds like this is the kind of place you celebrate or you reflect, whichever way it ends, and you move on to the next. We've got an expecting great fan base. We've got a kind of work. I can already see that we work together in that respect. Yeah, it's on to the next, focused and moving forward.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe, it's 2 clean sheets in your last 2 games. How do you feel you're getting on with, especially with Carl and Cameron in front of you? Do you feel you're improving every single game?
Yeah, we're certainly getting understanding. I think we're understanding each other's games. We're being asked to do things by the manager that I feel like there's if there was any room for not error but excuse to start with, then maybe understandably it's a different system to maybe what we used to. But now it's embedded in us. It's embedded in every single one of us. We feel confident. We've got the likes of Big Chris coming back. You know, Welshie's done very well when he's been in there. Liam's come in and filled in at left back. We're looking strong as a squad. We train as we play, and we play as we train. So I'd like to think that, you know, even if it's not even myself in goal, either Scotty or Barkey or Connor can come in and do the same job, because that's how we work here.